Hi guys, this is Michael from the Board Games Chronicle. Today I have the pleasure of bringing once again to you the great battles of Julius Caesar, the Deluxe edition, the latest edition, which was published a couple of months ago. Uh, I'm doing a couple of playthrough videos in which I'm showing you how to play this fantastic game. On the other hand, I'm also learning myself how to play the game. Today we'll have another small scenario. It will be Nicopolis 48 BC. But before I go into the historical details, a couple of words how I see this material. It's a learning opportunity also for me. The system is pretty complex, has a lot of rules. So guys, if you notice anything which is in the heat of battle not fully correctly done, please use the comment section below to point it out so I can also perfect my skills with this game. Such videos, playthrough videos, are usually the best way for me to learn a new game. They show the rules used already in the action, so that is why I'm also proposing this here. Okay, without further delay, let us jump into the scenario. We'll start with a historical background, and I will tell you a little about the situation, historical background, historical situation, and also what we have on the map. This Nicopolis 48 BC. This is already during the civil war between the Pompeians and Caesarians. What happened and why this battle actually took place? In 48 BC, Julius Caesar was in Egypt, enjoying time with Cleopatra, crushing local rebels, probably having the only true vacation during his time of political career. He didn't want to come back to Rome too quickly, as you know, and of course Mark Antony, who was his stand-in in Rome, was taking some advantage of this. But not only in Rome the advantage was taken, also in Pontus, in Asia Minor, the son of Mithridates. Mithridates was a powerful Pontic king who was fighting with Sulla like 30 years ago and lost at Chaeronea. Hopefully I'm pronouncing this well. Now he's I think son, if I'm not mixing the things, thought, okay, the Romans are spending time on battling themselves. Let us use this opportunity to get some independence and start ruling the Asia Minor. So what he did, he rebelled, crushed a couple of cities, crushed a couple of neighbors, and yeah, of course, Romans could not ignore this. So Julius Caesar, while still being in Egypt, sent Gnaeus Domitius, you can see him here, yeah, Gnaeus Domitius, to crush the rebels. He was equipped with a couple of legions. He attacked Pharnaces and was completely obliterated. It was a complete catastrophe. They lost fully this battle. Later on, the Julius Caesar arrived. I think it was Battle of Zela. He rushed to this Armenia, and he managed to crush the Pontic forces. He crushed them so quickly that he sent this dispatch to Senate. Veni vidi vici. I came, I saw, I conquer. This is, if I'm not mistaken, it is I came, I saw, I conquer. But today we'll be focusing only on Nicopolis and the battle. So you have the background, and now let's focus on the scenario in the game terms. Okay, this will be overview of scenario. On one side, we have Pontic forces. On the other side, we have the Roman forces. The colors depict the three different legions. Here you have the green region, which is conscript legion, by the way. Here we have a recruit legion, which is pink, and the only veteran legion is here. This reflects pretty poor level of skills of the forces who were fighting with the Pontic army. This legion is double size. It has 20 cohorts, not 10, because it's kind of a local legion, and it also has some local levies inside of it. What we also see on the map are those two trenches. These trenches were built by the Pontic army, by Pharnaces, to some extent guard the flanks. In game terms, what we'll have regarding this trench is when the infantry tries to cross it, it costs them +1 movement point, and all infantry except light infantry will incur 1 cohesion hit when moving from here to here. For cavalry, they pay 0 movement points additional and incur no hits, but they cannot cross the trench. If doing so would place them adjacent to an enemy mounted unit. Chariots will have a lot of chariots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 chariots. So the chariots will be used mainly as firing platforms, cannot cross the trench. Okay, what else? We have a stream which is not fordable. Yeah? So in essence, as author Mark Herman writes, this is pretty interesting scenario to teach you how to deal with the routed units. You see, both sides are very close to one another. It's like 5 hexes. That means that both legions can reach the Pontic forces, but also the Pontic forces can reach already the Romans in one move. So no place for maneuver. There is some minimal number of cavalry units here, here, and here. It will be a quick clash, quick rout, and then you would need to appropriately maneuver the routed units so they do not disrupt the friendly units which are about to fight. What else? If you look at the commanders, we have Gnaeus Domitius here, and he would have 3 legates. 1, 2, 3, each of them responsible for one of them. Legions. We don't have section commanders, even though this is the already the civil war part of the Julius Caesar game. It's because this is such a small scenario, and we would have a prefect. He will manage the cavalry. On Pontic side, the leaders are not so well visible because they have the same color as the army. Here we have one subordinate commander, here 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and here the overall commander. If you look at the composition of forces, here we have a heavy and medium infantry. Here we have heavy infantry, and here again heavy and medium infantry. Some nice cataphracts here. They should be where they are. Yes, they should be here. Cataphracts, and some light. Okay. If we talk about special rules, the chariot, we need to tell you a little about the chariots. They will have following abilities and liabilities. They may change facing only 1 vertex per hex at the cost of 2 movement points. So yeah, they are not very handy. They may use orderly withdrawal, but always automatically incur 1 cohesion hit. They may not shock attack. As I said, they are basically wheeled missile units. And they are treated as a light cavalry for purpose of harassment and dispersal fire. And the trick is that they are so far away that we will not be able to use this dispersal and harassment yet. Retreat directions are obvious. To the north, the Romans. To the south, the Pontic army. There is also a special rule about the auxiliary phase. So Pontic forces will be able to use. They may go first in auxiliary phase of the game, turn 1 only, and only if they activate both chariots and light units. And of course, it will use one of the orders of the over commander. He has 3, 1 basic initial order phase, and 2 possible momentums. Probably we'll do it, and we'll throw those light troops against, especially those weaker legions, maybe not versus this veteran legion. That might be an overkill, and it might cost us dearly. We will be using orderly withdrawal later on. Okay, strategy, tactics. Hard to say. Probably for the Romans, this one is a key. Historically, they managed to crush the cavalry here, went here, moved through the trench, wheeled, and before they were able to crush the Pontic army from the rear, those 2 legions were already routed and the battle was lost. So maybe we'll try to do it in a slightly different manner. As for initiative, you can see that the legates are 2, 2, 2. Here prefect is 3 initiative, and here we have overlord commander 4. So not very impressive. And for the Pontic army, 3, 3, 3, 3, 4, 5. 4, 4, 4. Okay. So we have definitely advantage on the Pontic side. Not huge one. This legion can still wreak chaos, though slightly less. Let me just look at the special rules. Anything more? I will not bore you with the command line eligibility. It will come during the game. Cataphract cavalry. Yeah, we have cataphracts, so important. No Roman unit type or class is defense superior to cataphract cavalry. So they can always either be attack superior or no superiority. And the second thing, cataphract cavalry pay a cost of 2 movement points to change facing. But this is the regular rule. This is not something specific for this. Okay, I think, dear colleagues, that we are ready to start. We are ready to roll. So just give me a moment. I will bring all the needed components and we will start. Okay, let us start with turn 1, and we'll start with the auxiliary phase of the Pontic army. Let's say we decide to use this special rule, and we activate all those units to move and fire. As I said, we will try to avoid attacking this legion, but we would love to wreak house on that and this legion. So we need to make sure that we remember the initiative order 2, 2, and 2. So those legates can move before us, before the Pontic army, or they can wait for the overall commander to give them order. It's also possible, just like Julius Caesar was doing in Lutetia in my first playthrough, which I did. Okay, how do we go about it? I think we will start mainly with chariots. Why with chariots? Chariots, when routed, are automatically destroyed, so they will not be doing any problems for us with going through our units and doing them any cohesion hits. That's one thing, and they are worth only 1 road point. Here I have road point. I will not need it at this one time. So we start with the chariots. So we'll move 7 movement plus 1, 2, 4, 5. Of course, there will be fire in a moment. I will do the moves first, if you don't mind. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we would like to focus on this legion as much as possible. 1, 3, 4, 5. and then we'll send those guys 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just to guide, you know, the flank a little. Now, in the center, how would we like to go about it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, good. 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. We don't want a leader in the first line fighting. We prefer him in the second line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, and him. He's on this chariot. It's not the best place, those chariots. But let me move him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He will be here. Just, or maybe even will not switch him. Now, because those guys are taking part in auxiliary phase, they will not be eligible for the line command, which is a pity, of course, but yeah, we are kind of a cannon fodder in this moment in time, but hopefully we'll be able to inflict huge damage on enemies. Now we start rolling for the damage. So how do we roll? We have javelin, and I will treat chariot as cavalry, yeah, 4, and I will light infantry here, javelin 6. So 6 for the cohorts and 6 for the light infantry, 4 for the chariots. Let's see what kind of damage we can do. -1 for movement. Let me just see. I don't think that it was touching with javelins. The slinger, archer, or any cavalry, elephant, chariot in expanded will expand MP. Okay, so when you have a javelin and you are in infantry, you don't have a penalty when you move and throw a javelin. When you are cavalry, chariot, you have. So chariots are up to 3. So we'll go from the top to bottom. Those 2 firing at cohort 1, up to 3. Nope, up to 6. Yes, so there's 1 hit. Let me just for a moment put it here. I will go with Pontic fire first. So now this chart, we had those 2 guys here. So now those 2 guys here. Up to 6 and up to 6. Yes, that's a hit. That's a hit, and that's a problem now because already 2 hits out of 5. Now I would throw a javelin against this guy up to 3 because this is a chariot. Nope. All of them will not attack, but will be attacked most probably by the enemy. So I think we'll not be putting this missile low, missile no. They will not have missiles in a moment. All of them. We just might remember all of them moved. So now let me continue with this fire. Those 2 guys here are cohort 1. I would rather focus on this weaker cohort. So this guy here up to 3. Ah, that's a hit. Nicely. Those 2 guys here up to 6, up to 3. Up to 6 now, up to 3 now, and those 2 guys at cohort 4, up to 6, up to 3. To 6 now, up to 3 no. Now the response, it's simultaneous of course, but the response from the Romans, let us assume that they are firing like this. So and they fire up to 6, up to 6. Yes, second versus chariot. Yes, third versus light infantry. Yes, and the fourth here. No, so 3 hits. Okay. Just the beginning. Okay, and now fire here again, this direction. Up to 6, no hit. Up to 6, a hit. Second is hit. Third, a hit. Fourth, a hit. So again, 3 hits. So it was slightly more hits on the actual part of the Pontic unit, not the Romans. Okay. And I think that finishes our auxiliary phase. Now we can jump to the proper sequence of play. You have it on the player 8, of course. So we went through the auxiliary phase and now leader activation phase. We look at the lowest initiative leader, which is not yet finished. There are 3 such leaders. So I guess for this. So 3 leaders, 1, 2, 3. As these are legates, they can wait for overall commander, for the turn of the overall commander, to give them the order and move all 3 legions simultaneously, or we can simply try to move with them already now. We can make a decision on the roll. 0 to 4, they move immediately. 5 to 9, they will move in the overall commander phase. Okay, so they will be moving now. Which legate first? That's tempting. Let's start from the top. So we'll start with Legion Pontus. We'll move the units a bit. So they still have javelins, both sides, I believe. And now it was important to note what those guys had, but nevertheless, I don't think they lost all the javelins. Yeah, at least 1 more fire will be possible. So 4 from those guys, and now chariot 6, nothing. So what I wanted to say is normally you would track the missile supply. I am not doing this now because those guys in a moment will be in a melee, and everybody who was in a shock combat loses their ability to throw javelins. We'll move 1 more cohort here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and they are throwing here. And I believe this is a hit. And reaction fire. Just let me check the reaction fire. One thing which came to my mind is when you are in zone of control of the enemy, can you do the reaction fire? Okay, I don't see any information that it's not allowed, so let me fire with those 2 guys against this cohort. Up to 6. Yes, and up to 4 for chariot. No, so chariots are pretty useless. At least 1 hit was done here. Okay, do we want to move anything more? No, we prefer this setup. Maybe a little here or like this. So there is a space for retreating units. And yeah, I think we are fine with this. That will be all for the moves here. Now, as per sequence of play, we will move through the movement and missile fire segment. We move to the shock segment. The only units which were moving are here and here. those units did not move. So we need to do the shock designation. You can check here in 733 the detailed rules on that. Just let me point you out to this, because this is one of the most, I would say, important rules. Shock requirements. So this is really clue. In many cases, in many games, I haven't seen this charge reflected separately. It is done like this here, and it's really good. Now, those units, those cohorts, when we look at shock resolution table, so we have cohorts, they have plus. That means that if they move, they must attack. So this is mandatory for those guys and for those guys to attack. Anyhow, they would like to attack. So there is a shock must check here and shock must check here. That's for sure. Yeah, we will not be placing this markers. It should be done during the move. And of course, we'll not be checking the shock here because they are standing and not moving. Okay, so shock check here. 8. Oh, that's like 3 hits. That hurts. And now for the chariot, he has 3. Let's see if they stand. 8. So my dear, this chariot is dead, officially dead. It goes here to road points here. I will show you later on road points 1, road point. So those guys have to enter here. Those can do the reaction facing. They will pay at least 1 cohesion, if not more. Yeah. Now, important thing, we check this TQ check with those light troops because those cohorts are conscript. The veteran and recruit cohorts, you can see one veteran cohort here, does not have to check this. So if they are frontally attacked by light infantry, they don't have to check troop quality. So charge. In this case, it was needed. Now we have here the charge also the conscript. So we are rolling for this cohort. 8. My goodness. This is +3. This is 4. Okay, and they are close. Here we have chariot with 3. 3, nothing, and light infantry with 5. 8. So light infantry is also on 4. Nobody yet rooted. But it's close. And now we don't have any leaders on the front line, so we'll not be doing leader casualties. We now have a clash of swords. And by the way, the attacks which we have here, we would have attack this 1 unit versus 2, this here, and those 2 units versus this. Alternatively, we can do 1-to-1, which probably is a better idea. And potentially, we can also attack here. So let us try to do it. And of course, this attacks later on with those units with a pink legion will take place later on. Okay. So we jump to our most favorite table. First of all, everywhere we have a frontal attack, so it will be this table. But for the superiority, we look at the conscript cohorts. and we have one recruit cohort. The first cohort is a recruit. So the recruit cohort will have attack superiority versus light infantry, so they will double the losses, but all other conscript cohorts don't have the superiority. So we'll be now rolling for the units. And how do we roll? We will check the sizes. Here we have the sizes, and usually when you compare the size, it depends whether the unit moved or not moved. If the unit moved charging, you round in the favor of a charging unit. If the units are not moving, you are running up in the favor of defender. So this is how we will do it. So let's start here. They are charging and those are charging. This is 5 to 6. This is 1 to 1. So we look at the conscript. Conscript, light infantry, no superiority. Now we go here. Conscript, light infantry, 8. Column 8. And column 8 is, of course, here. There will be losses, but probably not too much. Let's just go here. Okay, 4, 8, 4, 2, 2. So just 2 here and 2 here, which means that those guys will most probably collapse. And those guys are getting 2 hits here. Now we have a recruit, the only recruit cohort in this otherwise conscript legion, and we also look at them. They would have attack superiority, you see, versus light infantry. So we look recruit cohort versus light infantry, 9. Again, we look at the size. The size now is rounded in the light infantry favor, so we go to 8. Column 8 again, but attacker inflicts double hits. 9, perfect. 8, 9 is 2, 4, so they are most probably routed. I would be surprised if not. Yeah, they definitely are. Let me just put it here, and those guys are getting 2 hits, so they are moving to 3. When those heavy comes against those cohorts, now that would be interesting. A fresh unit. Now here it should be easy peasy, 5 to 1. This is a conscript versus chariot. There is no superiority. Okay. Conscript versus chariot. 3. Oh, you see, it's 3, but there is a size differentiation. Yeah. So this is a column 3. This is 5 to 1. So we move it 5 times. Yeah. So this is 8. So we roll on 8. And yeah, I think there are no more modifiers. 8, 9, perfect roll. 2 hits on this, and this chariot is dead. Chariot is dead. So 1 more road point here, but 2 points on this. Okay. Now the attack here. It will be again similar situation. Conscript versus light infantry, conscript versus light infantry 8, but 6 to 5 the size. So we are not on column 8, but column 7. Let's see what we'll get on column 7. 5, probably 2, 2, 7, 5. Yeah, both sides get 2 hits. Here we are getting 6. So another possible collapse, and here we are getting 2. So it's just a matter of time of those guys running forward and then being smashed by heavy infantry. That's what most probably happened and will happen. Now here we again have conscript. This is again column 8 due to the size. It's 7, so we roll 7, 7, 7, 7 is 3 on defender. So this defender will stand and 2 on the attacker. Wow, so they get 4. That means that they will be rolling for potential collapse. I'm putting now the cohesion hits at the top of those units where I have wrote, or I will need to check for collapse. That's how I do it. Now, this attack here, if I remember correctly, that was column 3, 5 on the side, so column 8, 9, overkill, 2, 4, they are dead. And this is the third point to the Romans. But they are getting 2 hits. And that means we would need to compare, of course, their losses, because it will be 6. No, Chariot had much more. Chariot had much more. But those guys are about to be checked whether what will happen to them. Okay. We should remove Chariot a little later on. Yeah. So we now go to the collapse road and cavalry pursuit. Should we have cavalry? Let me just open instruction on the proper. Yeah. So we applied the result, collapse. We will have all the units now that have cohesion hits equal to or greater than the TQ road per 1021. 1021 is one of those, let's say, rules which I'm most often checking. Yeah, so they will be now trying to get away as far as possible. In this case, here we have this case of possible collapse. First, we will route units. Those guys routed this chariot, yes? So they have 4 because they survived this fight, but we'll be rolling for collapse of those 2 units because they have they are in the enemy zone of control. So first and foremost, the road. Who is routing? Those guys are running away. Let me put them this direction. Those guys are running away. You see, they said that they are running toward the north edge, so we will be doing this. The scenario says that the units are running the Pontic army to the south, the Caesarian army to the north, but it doesn't say that they should go to Aquileia. So usually, they go to Aquileia. If so, I assume they will be running away off the map. Now, those guys are also routing. Yep, it's 6. Pity. 1, 2. And now we roll for those guys. So how do we roll? The players then roll a die for each of their involved units that have cohesion hits 1 less than their total troops quality. Here they are, and are in enemy zone of control. If the die roll is the same or less than the unit's TQ, remove 1 cohesion hit. If greater, the unit rolls per 1021. So we go to this unit. Okay, he survived, and the second one, he is routing. Okay, we have them running away, and some of their colleagues didn't run away. So we have 3. I'm not sure this was the intended effect which Romans would like to have. We have 2 light infantries routed on the Pontic side, 3 chariots destroyed. Okay, 5 units. But on the other hand, we have 2 cohorts smashed, and those are severely mauled. This has 3 hits, this has 2 hits. Let me choose the tweezer. Here we have 3 hits, here we have 2 hits. Okay. So you see, guys, I think it was worth it. It was really worth it, this attack. Now, we will be moving to the next attack. Sorry, one more thing. Why haven't you stopped me? We need now to do the pursuit. And the pursuit we do, everybody who won their fight has to advance. So those guys are advancing here. Those are advancing here. Those are advancing here, and they will actually move like that. So they will change a little their facing. I believe they don't incur any cohesion hits. You should check it out if this move will inflict any cohesion hits, but I don't believe so. That way, we finished the Pontus Legion attack. As a second step, we'll be moving to this legion. This legion is Deiotarus, okay, and this legion also involves the Gneiss Damages. And this is not a conscript legion, this is a recruit legion, so this should go a little easier. But we'll go back to this in a moment. A short pause. Okay, guys, let us continue with our gameplay. Before we jump to the next activation, first of all, let us verify if this legate is eligible for momentum. We need to roll below his initiative index, so 0, 1, 2, 9, he is not. And we need to flip him to the finished side, of course. So we have not done this yet. Now, if we look at the initiative on the map, that's mainly now those 2 legions eligible. Question: do we wait for overall commander to give the order? No, we rolled the die before this this legion attacked. So what we will do now? We'll activate the pink legion. So first of all, movement. Let me do some moves. Here would be one move. Here would be the second move. Maybe that way. I would like to draw your attention to the fact that there are various types of cohorts in this legion. You have a first cohort, which is veteran. You have a lot of recruit cohorts, but then from 11 we are starting with conscript cohorts. So again, we need to place those units in a way that they will not kill themselves on the road. So let me just try to do it like this, like this. Not perfect, but you cannot have everything like this, like this. Okay. Hopefully this should be more or less fine. We can potentially, no, let's leave it like it is. So now, because this is a recruit cohorts which moved here, in this case, they attack light infantry. They would not need to roll for troop quality check before the combat. But before combat, we have still the javelins. So attacking here on 6. Yes, and attacking the other way around on 6. So here is hit and here is hit, and here we have 5. So I believe we would need to do this check if we are in enemy zone of control, whether they will collapse, but that's in a moment. Okay. Here we have javelins. So chariot up to 4. It hits, and then this cohort up to 4 too. So chariots are spent, and those guys are also spent. 1. Now it would be prudent now to show who does not have missiles. I think all of this first line of Pontic Legion does not have missiles, and of course routed units too. And this unit also does not have missiles. It was taking part in the shock combat. Okay, let us progress now. Here we have 2 units with their cohesion hit close to depleted. Let me just see in a fire, because during the actual fight, the close combat fight, you would be rolling for those units, but not here. So let's continue. These were all the moves. We will not be moving more. That's completely enough. So now we would have a combat. We go the shock designation. So here we would have the shock combat here, 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 on both places, and here. Now that unit was moving, so he attacked the chariot on troop quality. 5 and 3, first for the cohort. So what we are doing now, we are doing the charge, pressure shock TQ check. 6, so they are getting 1 hit. And the chariot, they can collapse immediately. No, they didn't. And now we have the charge here, and because this is a light infantry attacking a recruit or veteran cohort frontally, this cohort is not rolling, but those light infantry troops are rolling. They rolled 6, and I believe that's end of them. Yep, that's end of them. They did what they were supposed to do. Now they are routing. And this unit has to enter this hex. Okay. Now, no more rolls on troop quality checks. We'll be attacking this one here, this one here, this one here, and those 2 here. Let me just take famous table. I have it here. And just bear in mind that we have veteran, recruit, 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 recruit. So let's start from this devastating attack. A veteran cohort versus light infantry, attack superior. Veteran cohort versus light infantry, 8. Column 8. Size 5, 5 to 6. It's normally 2-1, but because the units are not moving, I believe it's rounded in the favor of the defender. A quick check. Yes, exactly. Exactly, that's 1-1. So we don't move the column. This is column 8, rolling. Not much chances for them to survive. 9, no chances at all. So this is like 8. completely enough to route them. But of course, those cohorts each gets 1 hit. We'll have 2 hits under this cohort and 1 hit here. And the heavy infantry is only waiting to charge. Okay. Those chariots are being attacked here by the recruit infantry. Recruit, no attack superiority. Recruit versus chariot 4. So we have column 4, and we have a size differentiation. It's 1 to 5, so we move by 4, I believe. I'm not sure if we have 2 to 1, we move by 1. We have 5 to 1, we move by 4, not by 5. I think I probably made a mistake in previous attack, but it was, nevertheless, the chariot was destroyed. So it was 4 plus 4, 8. No superiority of any kind. 1. That's interesting. So we had 1 attacker, 3 defender, 2. Okay. They still have 6 troop quality, but it's very costly. Very, very costly. And of course they will route, but we'll do it in a proper phase, not immediately. Now we have this attack here, this recruit versus light, also attack superior, recruit versus light, infantry 9. 9. Size differentiation, 1 column in the favor of the defender, so from 9 we are doing 8. It's our favorite row, 2, 4, and this is doubled 8. So they are done. They are done for good, I believe. But 2 hits on those guys is also not bad. And the last attack here, this is recruit versus chariot. I believe it was 4 plus 4 for the size differentiation, 8. Column 8. You can see it's much better legion, completely different situation than with this cohort legion, conscript legion attacking. 6, 8, 8, 6, so 3 on defender, 2 on attacker. So we will have another route, but we will have another 2 hits on those guys. So there was 2, there are 2 more. And only now we jump to the check for possible collapse route and cavalry pursuit. So we have route, we have many units which routed. We have this light infantry moving here. And we have, of course, advance. We have this chariot eliminated. Completely eliminated, 1 more point. And those guys has to pursue advance, I mean. Now we have here 5, yep, another routing unit. And those guys will move in this direction. So they can, or maybe I'm just looking from this perspective what is best for Pontus. They will manage to move this unit before this attack, so don't worry, they will be fine. So now we have another routing unit, and this is free. This is killed chariot. simple like this. Actually, here we had 2 units attacking this unit, so it should be 3 on that one and 3 on that one. And this one is not pursuing because this space is already vacated. So that's better looking Legion than the conscript one. And of course, all those guys are no missile. You can easily differentiate it by the hits they have taken. No missile and no missile. Let us continue with the roll for the possible momentum of this pink Legion. No, 3, just 1 too much. And the last Legion. Historically, they attacked here, which could be done, that's for sure. And they can prevent this cavalry from attacking here. So let's try to do it historically. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we'll do the orderly withdrawal. So okay, we do a withdrawal of 7 minus 5, and we have 2 movement points. So we'll withdraw 2 points here. 1 point is completely enough, because the Romans will not be able to come closer than this. But then they can seal this area. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Veteran everywhere. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, this is good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you see, we are doing this. It's ability to seal it a little. And now those 1, 2, 3. Let me move those guys here. And the first cohort here, 1, 2. It should be enough. Those guys a little closer. Those guys also a little closer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And those here. Now it looks slightly better. We of course will kill this rotated unit. By the way, we can do the orderly withdrawal here with this chariot, but we'll take automatic 1 cohesion hit. I think it's a good idea. This is 5 movement, 7 movement, 7 on chariot, 5 on cohort, so we can move 2 movement points. Let us move here. As you can see, we are leaving the space for heavy infantry attacks. Okay, now this attack versus rotated unit, I don't believe we do any kind of troop quality check. The charge, yes, we'll only be attacking them. Just quick verification. Okay, so attack here. No troop quality check on those guys because this is routed unit. We roll for the routed unit. It has troop quality 1, so we need to roll 0 or 1 for them to survive. Oh, okay. So the charge did not kill those guys. That was most unexpected. So we have a veteran cohort attacking, I believe, light infantry from the rear. So we have position superiority, veteran cohort, light infantry attack superiority if they attack from the front, but this is from the rear. So it's only a question how many hits this cohort will get. Rear veteran cohort attacking the light infantry, which is 11. The size is 1 to 1, so we roll on 11. On 11, I think the Romans would love to have smaller losses in this attack, 9, it's still good. They will get only one hit. It was the only result which was saving them. And they, of course, move forward. And they, of course, used their javelins. And I didn't think it through because we could potentially throw a javelin and finish this light infantry. So they are dead. And I believe that's additional 5 points for the Romans, so it's already 10. So just let me show you this road points table. Here we have already 6 Pontic units killed, 10 road points on the Roman side. Okay, and that's all for this legion, except we can try the momentum. 0, 1, 2, 9. So now they are finished. Now, as you can see, we have many leaders with the initiative of 3 on the map. 1 here, 2nd here, 3rd here, 4th, 4th. 4 on the side of Pontus, 1 here, and this is it, and 1 on the Roman side. So we now will roll a die. 0, 4, it's Romans who move first on the initiative 3. 5 to 9, it's the Pontic army who is moving first. 0, 4, so these are the Romans. So what we shall do, we'll move with those guys, of course. We have some Roman cavalry. They definitely should not attack Cataphracts. If we look at the Roman cavalry with defender type, and this is the attack, Roman cavalry versus heavy cavalry. Defender is superior. That means it's not a good idea to attack. But what we can do is try to finish some of these routed units, or potentially get into this light infantry troop. Yes, it could be a good option to attack him and force him to move through this routed unit. So what we'll do the movement. First of all, this guy is moving here. Second of all, 1, 2, 3. This is moving here. So this would be a flanking attack. Yes. Do we do the troop quality? Of course, we do. Will be rolling. The Roman cavalry has a plus, so we have to attack, and we do the troop quality. Charge. The troop quality is 6 and 6. So cavalry with a leader, nothing. Cavalry without a leader, nothing. And light infantry, nothing. So now the attack. The size differentiation is 4 to 6, which is 1, 1. And now we look at Roman cavalry versus light infantry. There is no superiority, but we have a position superiority. And now we go here. Attacker is Roman cavalry. Yeah, it is here. We go to the light infantry, which is here 8. But the losses of the defender are doubled. Wow, very, very good. Again, 2, 4. So those guys will collapse. They will get this 5. And those guys each will get 1. I forgot one important thing. The leader casualty check, because he is fighting close combat. It's so not so often, so I completely forgot. Let Let me see. Leader casualty table. Hopefully nothing wrong. 8? Wow, wounded and finished. And wounded on -2, which is not good. What a calamity. Now this unit routes and it will move through the already routed unit. So our best friend, the stacking chart, will comes into this. So start. Okay, so this unit has to undergo the route movement. They cannot move anywhere over here. Actually, that leader should stand that way. So we will make sure there is no hex except this one without enemy zone of control. So here is zone of control from this unit, here from this, here from this. So they need to route here. What will happen when they move from the routed unit? They cause one hit on that unit and it is destroyed. You can look at the stacking chart. When light infantry moving through another unit is same space, one cohesion hit, and take a check for the stationary unit. Stationary unit is a routed unit. If a routed unit gets one hit, it's automatically destroyed. So another 5 points for Romans. So we add them 5. Just a reminder, scenario says that you need to accumulate 75 road points on either Roman or Pontus side to win the game. We still have additional, I believe, 20 points here on this light infantry unit. And we have like, I believe this is 5 and this is 6. Yeah, also 5. So we have 10 on the Roman side. So potentially it's 10 on the Roman side and 35 on Pontic. Pontic really has to do something about it. They will need to hit hard. And at this moment in time, we will finish the first part of this playthrough. I would call it Roman moves because in essence we moved this yellow legion, pink legion, veteran legion, and then the cavalry. By the way, we will need to check it still for the cavalry pursuit, whether they will go forward or not. Troop quality check. This is 6. You know, they can go away, start attacking and moving forward and forward. There's a special rule on this, so no cavalry pursuit in this case. Yep, we will finish here. The next material, what will happen? It will be a round of the initiative 3 leaders on the Pontic side. So this one, but what's most important, those guys here, they can move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, hit this legion, and they can move from here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they can also get to those guys. Would be really interesting what would happen and how it will happen. Thank you for today. We'll finish for now. I hope you like the material. I hope you like the game. Really, this is one of the greatest systems I've seen depicting the ancient battles. It's not so easy. It's sometimes a lot of rules to remember, but guys, the most important thing is to have fun from this. So if you forgot 1 or 2 rules about taking cohesion hit here or taking cohesion hit here, do not worry. I'm sure that in this playthrough I omitted some things, but did they break the fun from playing this game for me? No. Did they, I don't know, change the result of the battle? How does it look like? No, I don't think so. So with that in mind, kindly please remember, have fun from the war games. do not be frustrated if you see too many rules. If you liked this video, kindly please give thumbs up. If you'd like to see more content like this, kindly please ring this bell, so subscribe. There will be a link at the end of the video. I hope that you will be willing to support the channel by simply subscribing. Also, in case of an observations, comments, things you would like to point out, feel free to use the section below this video. That's all for today. Once again, thank you and bye.